In this video, we're going to be going through VWAP, also known as volume weighted average price. Now, this is a technical indicator that you can use on your trading chart. And what this will do is give you this line here. Now, what does this line do? What does it show and everything like that? So again, it's called volume weighted average price. So what this basically means is what it will do is it will take in all the shares traded within the data set and all the volume that's taken place within this data set and basically create the value. So what this basically means, and I'll make it as simple as possible just so you kind of understand exactly what it is. Say there were 4 shares traded. You had 3 shares traded at $100 and you had 1 share traded at $110. So in total, there is 4 shares traded. And what is the average price of these 4 shares traded? So you have 100 times 3, so it equals 300. You then have 110 times 1, so it equals 110. So what does this equal? This equals 410. And then all you would do is you would divide that by the total of number of shares traded, so 4, and that would give you 102.5. So your VWAP would currently be at 102.5. So I hope that makes sense in kind of what it is and how it's calculated. So again, it's just all the shares traded, basically added up together, the prices added up, and then obviously divided by the volume. So I hope that makes sense. Now we'll show you this and how it acts on a chart. So for example, if we zoom in to this day, what you'll see here is the VWAP kind of goes all over the place. And then as soon as we open, a massive spike up to here. So why does a VWAP move so quickly? And again, you can do this is because it's volume based. Pre-market, as you can see basically down here, there is volume, but it's very minuscule compared to that opening candle. So what this means is, again, the volume on this is really going to just drive price to where we currently are, because this is where the average of all shares are now traded on the day, because that's all it is. Again, the average of the shares being traded. When you're looking at this, the average share traded is now going to be in this area here. So that's the average price. Again, as price now moves down, what you can see is the volume weighted average price of the VWAP also trends down because the average of all the shares traded in the day are decreasing. So the one way you can look at this, and a way actually institutions will use this, because institutions do use an indicator like a VWAP, is it's where they can usually buy or sell. So normally, if you want to sell, normally an institution, that their target will be VWAP. So if you're trying to sell shares, for example, and say we are currently at this time, what they're going to wait for to be able to sell those shares is a move across this VWAP. So in this case, they can start beginning shares to sell shares here, here, here. And in the inverse, when you're trying to buy shares, say the client wants to buy shares and we're currently trading here, we are below this VWAP, so they can start buying shares. And this is why you tend to see price, or price will push towards VWAP. So you'll tend to see as soon as price pushes away from it, it tends to push to it. When price pushes away from it again, it will push back to it. Because again, this is firstly where you're trying to buy or sell. Normally people try and keep their average below the VWAP. And if they're selling, they're trying to sell it above the average of the VWAP. So that is basically how the VWAP is used and what it is. And it is reset daily. So a VWAP is used intraday. So it will show you one trading day, and that's why you'll kind of see you get massive spikes. For example, here, this includes the after hours data. You're trading here. Obviously, market closes there, and that's the change again between 4 a.m. and 8 p.m. So that's the difference there. And so when VWAP opens here, it is a new start of the VWAP, and that's why you get a massive jump in it, and it starts trending off that new price. Now, this VWAP will change depending what you do. So again, it's only intraday, so it will act off all of that data you've had that trading day. However, it will be slightly changed when you turn on or turn off extended hours trading. So if you turn extended hours trading off, and we can go to current price, so I can kind of show you this right now. So again, we're looking at Disney for this example. VWAP is currently at 88.71. Now, if we take off extended hours, it's not normally a massive change, but it will slightly be different. Or in this case, actually, it's not different. And what that means is the shares traded pre-market are just not that significant. However, if we go to another stock that tends to have a bit more pre-market volume, you may then see a difference on this one. So in this case, Apple is at 224.23. We turn on extended hours, and what we will see is that's probably different. In this case, again, actually, it is at the exact same. We'll try one more, and then we can do it. If not, we can flip over to the futures, and that will be a much clearer example of how pre-market data affects it. So again, 216.71. We turn off extended data. We'll see if that changes slightly. So on Tesla, you can see that there is a difference in price. Now it goes to 216.88. The clearest example on this again will be on the future zone. For example, if we go over to the ES, and we'll show you that over on the future. Actually, that's right. So not now anyway. So what you can see is where is VWAP on the ES right now? It's at 556.60.5. What happens if we turn off extended hours? So if we turn those off, that's going to be massive, quite big difference normally on the ES futures. So now you can see it's down all the way down here at 59.40. So again, without pre-market data, so this is only market hours, it's at 59.40. And if we turn those back on, what you'll see is again, this will change. There we go. And then you can see that in this case, there's quite a big difference. It's just loading all the data again. But what you'll be able to see is again at 60 now. So again, a bit of a change, not massive differences, because normally there's not going to be much volume pre-market. But again, it will have an impact. But again, volume weighted average price, the VWAP, is just the average price of all the shares traded throughout a single trading day.